There is no doubt that an increasing number of luxury cars now come with installed electronic parking brakes. Yes, it may be true that one-flick operation beats the hassle of mechanical parking and emergency brake, as they offer more efficiency and ease of usage. What is an electronic parking brake? An electronic parking brake is an electronically controlled emergency brake found in modern vehicles. Are you having issues with your electronic parking brake? Then you need to watch this video to the end. In today's video, we'll look at the following topics: 1. Electronic parking brake with a dead battery. 2. How to reset an electronic parking brake. 3. How to release an electronic parking brake with a dead battery. 4. The caliper-mounted motor systems. 5. Audi A3 electronic parking brake problems. 6. How to fix Audi parking brake malfunction problem and electric parking brake problem in Audi A3 model. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share this video. Thank you. Oftentimes, the electronic braking system works in connection with an actuator mechanism and the electronic control unit. How to reset electronic parking brake in Audi cars. The Audi electronic parking brake is made to engage once you switch off the ignition. But if you want to reset it, here's how to get it done. 1. Put your car ignition to the on position and then shift the gear lever to the park position. But do not depress the brake pedal. 2. Pull and release the electronic parking brake button, which should activate the electronic parking brake. 3. Pull and hold the electronic parking brake button till you hear a mechanical sound, and once you hear that, then release the button. 4. Pull up and hold the electronic parking brake button for about 3 seconds, and then release it once you hear 2 mechanical beeps. Once you follow these steps, the electronic parking brake will be fully reset to activate whenever you turn off the ignition. How to release electronic parking brake with a dead battery in Audi cars. Note that there are 2 types of electronic brakes: single motor cable systems and caliper-mounted motor systems. The single motor cable system, pressing the switch on whenever the vehicle isn't moving, will run the motor to tighten the parking brake cable. There will be an increased tension to a value that will depend on the tilt of the car based on input from the acceleration sensor and yaw rate. So when it reaches the desired clamping force, the motor will stop and maintain the tension. The caliper-mounted motor systems. One good example of a car with caliper-mounted motors is the Volkswagen Passat, which actuates the caliper pistons for moving the brake pads to create clamping force. These components are made to hold the vehicle securely, even if the onboard electronic power supply fails. How to fix Audi parking brake malfunction problem. Sometimes Audi parking brake malfunction problems may catch you by surprise. But if you notice one of the following signs, it's time to inspect your vehicle. Warning light. Whenever the system detects the parking brake malfunctioning while in operation, a red parking brake warning light will flash, and an alert will appear via the message center. Please do not ignore these lights once they are illuminated. Fixing the parking brake in your Audi car is not something you have to do more than once in your car. However, when you find out that your parking brake is no longer working, remember that the failure is likely because of a faulty parking brake cable. So the best you should do is to consult a professional mechanic specializing in Audi cars. How to fix electric parking brake problem in Audi A3 model. The electric parking brake is a subtle yet important part of your car's mechanics. Whenever a driver needs to park on a hill with extra stability, tugging on the electric parking brake is what he needs to park securely. People who drive manual vehicles may always use their parking brakes, even while driving. The usage and frequency of parking brakes may vary from person to vehicle. But despite the variances, once a parking brake is broken, it's not something to take lightly. But to release a stuck brake, there are several things you can do. You can try rocking the car back and forth if it is safe, or you can manually get under the car to pull the cables. However, the best way of dealing with the parking brake not releasing is to avoid having one. Ensure you maintain the system with regular servicing and use your parking brake regularly. How to fix parking brake malfunction Audi A4 model. 1. Prepare your car for the brake repairs. 2. Remember that the EPB module is very sensitive to low voltage conditions. So it is vital that a battery charger is properly connected and must be there for the duration of the rear brake. 3. Cars with a battery mounted in the rear normally make use of a battery management module, and it is important to connect the charger very well at the charging posts. 4. Check that the electric parking brake system is properly working before the repair. 5. Ensure the system is fully assembled before you commence the repairs. 6. Make sure to put off the parking brake before the repairs, or the basic settings will not be possible. Audi Electronic Parking Brake Manual Release. Indeed, it's almost impossible to release an electronic parking brake without turning on the ignition. The production of electronic parking brakes comes with lots of challenges, from diagnostics to servicing the system. I'll show you the steps that might allow you to release your Audi electronic parking brake manually. This requires you to get at the back of the wheel and access the back of the caliper. Please follow these steps I'll be mentioning. Step 1. Pull up your back wheels and support them with jack stands. Step 2. Now go under your car and locate the rear brake caliper. Step 3. Check how the electronic parking brake motor is mounted. Note that some are serviceable, while some are not. But if they are serviceable, then they will have bolts that hold them together on the caliper housing. And if they are not serviceable, you'll be unable to perform the following. 1. Search and remove the bolts that hold the electronic parking brake motor, but you shouldn't unplug the electric brake motor. If you do, it will cause the system to lose base settings. 2. Once you remove the bolts, carefully remove the electronic parking brake motor from the way. 3. You can use the correct socket that should fit in the back of the caliper piston, then turn the caliper piston adjustment to release the caliper piston. 4. Once you do this, you can then take the electronic parking brake motor out from the suspension systems while lowering the car. 5. You're ready to fix the client's concern while on the ground. 6. After it is fixed, you'll need the reverse process on the electromechanical parking brake to fix things together. In conclusion, it's visible enough that the electronic parking brake in Audi cars is a welcome invention even in other modern cars for improved and better braking over other conventional brakes, especially when at high speeds and when parking. But you'll experience common electronic parking brake problems, especially when the system wears out. Although, knowing how to fix these problems will help you to save time and energy. I hope this video was of help to you. Remember to click the subscribe button. Thank you.